Hi everyone, and my final factorising video is on factorising quadratic trinomials. So a quadratic trinomial is an algebraic expression of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where x is a variable and a, b, c are constants, and a can also not equal 0 because obviously then it will no longer be a quadratic. What we're trying to do when we're trying to factorise a quadratic is it's originally in the form of x squared plus px plus q, and we end up with it in brackets of x plus a and x plus b. A and b are two numbers whose sum is p and their product is q. So when you add the two numbers together you get p, and when you multiply them you get q. Example, when we're going to factorise, we've got x squared minus 7x plus 12. When we do this, first thing we want to do is we want to work out what our product and sum are going to be. So our sum is our b value, so the value in front of the x in the middle, which is a minus 7, and our multiplier, our product, is our c value, the value at the end, which is 12. What we want to do is find two numbers that will multiply to get 12, but when we add them we get negative 7. This is where your trial and error comes in. You have to just start thinking of numbers that multiply to get 12 and then add them, see do you get negative 7. When you do that you'll find you'll get negative 4 and negative 3. Once you've found those two numbers, it's really simple. You just put them in the brackets. So it'll be x minus 4 and x minus 3. Done. Same thing with part B. Part B, though, what we notice here is that we have a value in front of the x squared. Now, this simple method like this only works if there is no value. But what we can do with this question is we can factor out a 3. So we have 3 x squared plus 2 x minus 24. Now from here we are going to look for our product and our sum. So our sum is the b value, which is 2, and our product is the c value, which is minus 24. Now I want two numbers that add to get 2 but multiply to get negative 24. So once again, trial and error to work this out, and when you do you'll find it is 6 and negative 4. When we do our final step here, that 3 stays out the front, but then we just put the two numbers into the brackets. So that's really simple. Now we also will get questions where the value in front of the x squared is not 1, and we can't simplify down easy enough. Now this one we're going to find two numbers whose sum is b, but the product is now a times c. When we've done that, we replace the middle term with those two numbers, so we'll end up with a px plus qx, then we'll complete the factorisation. So I've just got 3 examples here. So this time we've got our product and our sum. So our sum is still the b value, which is nice and easy, just 17. Our product though is now a times c, which will be 3 times 10, which is 30. So it's a times by c. So now we want two numbers that multiply to get 30, but add to get 17. When you work out these two numbers, you will find that they are 15 and 2. So our next step is we want to replace the middle term, the 17x, with 15x and 2x. So we'll end up with 3x squared, that stays the same, but now 17x, we're going to use those two numbers. So we'll have 15x plus 2x, and then plus 10 at the end. Because 15x plus 2x still equals 17x, we haven't changed the equation at all, we've just written it differently. And now we can do what we did in the last factorisation video, where we split this in two. We then factorise each part separately. So 3x squared plus 15x, 3x is common, bring that out the front. Then we have to multiply that by x to get 3x squared, and by 5, so 3x times 5 is 15x. Then do the second part. Common factor is 2, and then we'll have x plus 5 in the brackets. Remember, looking for the brackets to be the same. Once we've done that, right, the brackets are the same, x plus 5, we've done that. The next bracket is everything that is left. Same thing with b, we've just got more negatives in this one. So we want two numbers that will add to get negative 11, that will multiply to get a times c, which will be negative 60. Trial and error will find you the two numbers of negative 15 and 4. So now we can just put these into the equation. So remember, 6x squared stays the same. Now we split the middle term into those two numbers. Minus 15x plus 4x, and then minus 10 at the end. Split this into 2 halves. Factorise each bit separately. So 3x is common in this one. Then we get 2x minus 5. 2 is common factor of 4 and 10. And then we'll end up with 2x minus 5 in the bracket again. So once again, just be careful there with your negative. Make sure your negatives are the right way around with your brackets. Once we've got this, brackets that are the same, we write those. 2x minus 5, and then the other bracket, whatever's left. And one more practice. So here, our sum will be negative 7. Our product will be A times C, which will be negative 30. Find our two numbers. Add to get negative 7, multiply to get negative 30, and you'll find they are negative 10 and 3. And now just the same process we've been doing. So first term stays the same. The middle term, minus 7x, we split up into our two numbers. So we have minus 10x plus 3x, then plus 6 at the end, and then split into your two sections. Factorise each bit separately. Now remember, this bracket's going to be x plus 2 because we have the minus out the front. Common factor in here is 3. We still get x plus 2 in the brackets. X and our brackets are the same. So we end up with x plus 2, and the rest goes in the other brackets to be minus 5x plus 3. And that is factorising quadratics.